Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, The College Process. Once again, I'm Ed from Principia Prep, and today we're going to be going over No One is Reading Your College Essay. But before we begin, if you are new to the channel and are looking for additional college content, please hit the subscribe button down below. It will notify you when new videos do come out. As well as if you do enjoy today's video, please leave us a like and a comment. It does help the channel. As well as we are still running here at Principia the James Russo Memorial Scholarship. It's a scholarship program we set up through our organization where we give out scholarship money to graduating seniors from high school going off to college every year. If you're looking for scholarship help, very simple. In the description down below is the link for the James Russo Memorial Scholarship, where we explain how we give our scholarship money away to graduating seniors going off to college. As well as also in the description down below is our Venmo, as well as the organization's Buy Us a Coffee, if you want to help support the channel, allowing us to make these videos for you guys out there. And all that being said, let's jump right into today's video. No one is reading your college essay. Now, in 30 years of being a college advisor, I have read well over 100,000 essays, whether it be for the main essay, the supplemental essays, and everything in between. And in my understanding, in my 30 years of doing this, I've seen a lot of families, a lot of students take weeks, if not months, either brainstorming, reviewing, editing, changing their minds, scrapping things, going back to certain things, coming up with topic ideas, trying to find the most unique aspects of a college essay. And in many cases, good, bad, or indifferent, unfortunately, you guys are wasting your time. You see, what determines whether your essay is read or even looked at is essentially comes down to understandable factors. Your educational resume, basically your background, educationally, academically speaking, is a big part of this, where certain factors such as what high school you're coming from, the classes you've taken, your GPA, your SAT, ACT scores, these items, and also a consideration of the school's difficulty of getting in for that specific student. Is this going to be a reach school for the student? Is this going to be a safety school? Is this going to be a target school? These different factors determine whether or not your essay is read in many cases. And yes, it's really that simple, to be honest with you. And let me explain to you, starting with basically safety schools, then target schools, then reach schools, and kind of give you an idea of kind of how this all kind of works. Now, for safety schools, it's very likely no one's going to read your essay, to be honest with you. They might read your first paragraph, and that might be it. And let me kind of give you an example, a kind of explanation of how this works. Let's say you're dealing with a student who has 4 or 5 APs, a 1250 SAT, maybe a 27, 28 ACT, a 3.4 GPA out of a 4 scale. So you have a decent student academically speaking. And let's say the safety school you're looking at based on that student's metrics, that student's academic profile, accepts 80, 90% of students per clip just for having these kind of metrics. This school is not going to read your essay, mainly because of the fact that academically you're already getting in. So why are they going to waste their time and resources, basically limited time for admissions person between September, October, November, December, a bulk of the admission season? Why would they spend their time on an already going to admitted student and read their main essay, read their supplemental essays and everything else? It just doesn't make sense. And now for target schools you're considering applying to, it gets a little bit more interesting, but because here, target schools basically break into 2 different categories. Now let's talk about the 2 different categories of colleges. A lot of you guys will be dealing with whether they're going to be reading your essay or not. Now, of those 2 categories, there's basically the overwhelmed colleges and the colleges that are somewhat not overwhelmed. Let me explain to you what I mean. The overwhelmed colleges are the colleges you hear about in the news that are receiving 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 applications. The schools where they have so many applications coming in that their admissions rate keeps dropping and dropping and dropping every year. So if that's the school you're talking about on a target perspective, very likely, especially if you're considering schools like Rutgers or Penn State or any of the UCs, to be honest with you, it's very unlikely they're going to read your essay, mainly because of the fact that they don't have enough staff. They don't have enough people to review all the essays coming in. So there's not enough people to review the essays. So the likelihood of a target school for you guys, academically speaking, is going to look at your essay. Very unlikely if it's a public or state school, especially if it's getting record number of applications. Now, if it's not in this category, if it's in the second category, where they're not receiving 50, 60% increases every year in their application pool, or in that 100,000 or 80 or 90,000 application pool scenario, then very likely it will be reviewed by them. So it is good if it's a target school and it's not receiving record number of out of the world numbers coming in from the admission side as far as applications, then it is very likely that they will be reviewing your application, especially if you're in that target range area where let's call it a 50-50 chance of getting in, where they will review basically everything of the application pool as long as they have time available. And then of course, now we get to the reach colleges. And as you're building your college list and you obviously understand or starting to gather the information or understanding of what a safety school is for you or a target school or reach school, one thing you all need to understand is that reach colleges basically break into 2 unique specific directions, 2 unique categories that most people don't talk about. You have reach colleges that are possible reach colleges, and then you have reach colleges which are never going to happen reach colleges. And I explain it to you and I say it that way because I do see a lot of families and a lot of students going out there and thinking, if I come up with the best essay topic or the best idea or the best essay they've ever seen in the admissions world, even though it's a very, very big reach for me, they're gonna let me in. No, they're not. I'm just gonna be as honest as possible with you guys on this video. If the academic profile of the student does not match what the college is looking for, no matter how good your essay is, no one's going to read it. And let me explain to you, let me give you another example again. Let's say we're dealing with a college which has a 15% acceptance rate or less, and the student has, let's say, 8, 9, 10 APs, dual credit courses, IB courses, college level courses, so that makes them a strong candidate. They have a good SAT score, 1,400 points or above. A good ACT score, 32 or above. They have good extracurricular activities, good resume, volunteering, so on and so forth. Their application GPA, their GPA from their high school, let's say, is a 3.5, a 3.6 out of a 4-point scale. If they're looking at a college that has acceptance rate of 15% or less, they're in the mix. They have a chance. On the other side, if you're looking at what I call the never going to happen reach schools, let's say you have a student who has 2, 3, 4 college level courses in high school, AP, dual credit, IB courses, or less. Let's say you have an SAT score of 1,200 SAT or below, or an ACT score of a 24, 25 or below, a GPA of a 3.2 out of a 4 scale or below. This is not a reach situation for a school that accepts 15% or less. This essay will never get read. From the point of view of they won't even get to the point where they even open your file to start reviewing the resume, the extracurricular activities, the essays, supplemental essays, etc. That point will never happen. Now, if we're talking about an attainable reach, if you have enough rigor to your schedule, enough high-level courses, a high enough GPA, a high enough SAT or ACT score, then they're going to open your file. When they open your file, that's when they look at the resume. That's when they're going to look at extracurricular activities. They're going to look at your volunteer work. They're going to look at everything. So your main essay will be in play. Your supplemental essays will be in play. So taking the time to research, brainstorm, revise, edit, take your time, maybe write the main essay in a couple of days, a week or so, taking a step away, then reviewing it a week later or 2 weeks later to make sure that the points you had in there made sense. Maybe transitioning the paragraphs better. Maybe making sure that the language, the vocabulary you're using is at a level that they would be expecting at that college. So as basically an overview, safety schools, very unlikely they're going to read any essays, to be honest with you. Target schools, if they're getting record number of applications, also very unlikely going to read your essay. If it's more normalized admissions where they have enough staff and the application pool isn't in the tens of thousands, likely they're probably going to read it. Reach colleges, if it's a possible reach colleges, they're definitely reading your main essay and your supplemental essays. But if you're talking about a never going to happen reach school where academically you're nowhere near the criteria to even be considered for acceptance, they're not going to read it. Now, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you have any comments, any questions, please leave them down below. I will read your comments and questions. It also helps the channel. As well as on the screen is my contact information. If you guys need help in the college process, whether it be admissions, essays, financial aid, anything in the process, please feel free to reach out. That's my cell phone on the screen here. You can either call or text me. I do help out families through the college process. So if you need assistance, please feel free to reach out. And other than that, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep.